Hey guys, welcome to my channel. This week I'm doing a little bit different video for you. I wanted to show you a little bit about how I built this barn. It's done now, so it's not going to be the same as my usual, but I do have a lot of photographs that I can kind of show you the process, the stages that I went through. I built it pretty much all by myself. I had just a couple little helpers for a couple little pieces, but not any of the hard stuff. Unfortunately, all the big posts that I put in place, the rafters and the different support structure was really all me, and a lot of it was pretty heavy. A lot of wet pressure treated lumber. So anyway, just you get creative, you find ways to do things without extra hands. But anyway, I did that, and so I'll give you a little bit of a tour of this building, and you can check it out. It's turned out real neat, and I'll tell you a little bit too within the video itself why I built it, and you know what I'm using it for right now, but what I plan to use it for soon. So hang in there and enjoy the video, and look forward to sharing with you how this thing got built. So before I get started, I thought it would be helpful to understand why I built this barn and what my long-term plan is. Partly I did it because my garage project is so held up and delayed, still isn't done today. And I needed a place to store a lot of the stuff that I had. I was paying a storage unit like $200 a month, so I really needed a place to store some things, as well as a little bit of a workshop to work in. So I had to resituate things in the shed and a couple of the tents that I had out there. And anyway, I needed something that didn't require a county building permit. Since it's a pole barn, it's not a closed structure technically. I was able to build it without a permit, and I thought I was going to keep it pretty low cost. My goal originally was keep the cost way down and just have a loose structure with a roof. Well, as I got going along, I made it a little bit nicer, and well, I ended up with this. So anyway, we'll get started here, and obviously, the starting point is digging my holes and getting my post in the ground. I put some sealer on the bottoms of these pressure treated 4x4s and got them down to the ground about 28 inches or so. 18 is I think what I needed, but I went deeper on some of them. And then of course I had to prop them up so they'd stand by themselves, get them level, and mix Quikrete and cement, and the wheelbarrow, and doing this into the night, as you can see, and got them up and was ready to go. So as you can see, it's raining, and I've covered everything up, and I'm underneath the canopy, but it's pretty wet. And probably won't get much done today, but last night I was up till 11 in the dark, and I was able to get these cross beams. I don't know if you can see one of them, but you can see that one. I got the center post in the ground and cemented, and I had to cover them with plastic, and so hopefully the cement will dry okay, because I put it in late last night, and then it started raining this morning. So anyway, that's my project. So next up was preparing to put up the rafters, and I'm doing a metal roof on this, so I needed to stain all those cross boards that you'll see later on where I put them up to screw my metal roof to. So anyway, I've got it framed up at this point, and I've just got a shed roof on it. It's going to be one slope. I didn't want to try to put a peak and do all that. But as you can see, I'm working into the night again, getting those 16 footers up. They're a little tricky. I had to notch them out and then screw them up in there real well. And then eventually I got to the point where I started to tie them together, and then I put those boards that you saw me staining earlier on top, ready to start throwing my sheet metal up there, because it was raining on and off, so I knew that once I got it covered up I could get a lot more done. So I got those up, and it's pretty exciting time at that point because it started to feel like it was coming together, and I don't even know how many weeks this was. It seems like it was probably a couple weeks to get to that point, because I was doing this on the weekends and on the night in the evening. My daughter was in town for a few days, so she was helping me get up a few boards. That was great to have her, and my other daughter and my nephew as well. So we got a chance to not only do a little work on the barn, but also have a little fun. As you'll see in a minute, they were good helpers, helping me set up. We put together an outdoor fire pit, and we put together, did a bunch of woodwork. So there's my metal roof. So you can see the roofing is on there now, and turned out real nice. It's worked great too. I loved it. And I basically did a couple clear sheets in the middle as well, or on either side, excuse me, so that I had some skylights to get daylight in. And there's the kids, so they're out in the UTV having fun, and I put them to work. They were stacking my wood pile, and I think even did a little wood splitting. So a lot of fun having them here and having them help out a little bit on the barn project. So I thought I'd throw these in to show that they had a good time. We had a little fun at the same time as we were getting some work done. We also decided to get out and cut another trail, a new trail, so they helped me out finding a pathway through the woods and clearing the trees and clearing a lot of the debris, and anyway, so they got to be a part of and create one of the trails on the property here, which is real neat because whenever they ride it they remember. And then of course after a hard day's work we get to play and enjoy the fire pit. So next I started getting more of the boards up, and as you can see, a lot more of giving the barn some more strength, and it really started to take shape at this point. I had to stain a lot of this wood because the wood that I'm putting up here, the Texture 111 and the strappings on the sides, were not pressure treated, so I needed to stain those right away so that they'd be ready to handle the weather. And they started looking really nice. I love it. And of course the idea is to have this thing open, so I never told you what the purpose is. Really the goal for this barn is to be my sawmill. I have a personal sawmill in there. So I built it 12 feet deep by 10 feet high in the front, 8 feet high in the back, 16 feet wide to accommodate a sawmill in there. And that, of course, I've got have a lot of open air. And then up above on the rafters, there's a lot of storage area up above for the boards after they've been cut to dry. So there'll be plenty of air circulating through. That's why I didn't cap off. When you see the rafters above, they're opened up so the air will flow through. The idea is to have the building flow with lots of air. Now I put plastic up, as you can see in these pictures, because I'm having to use it for storage. And there's some of the rafters right there. I just started putting them up. But I put the plastic up for now because I'm using this for storage. I've got the UTV in there. I'm using it as a workshop as well. So for now, the plastic is up. I can easily remove parts of it and pull it back and get air through there in the summertime. But for the winter, which was coming, and of course is rainy, that worked really well, that heavy-duty plastic on there. So I've got that space now, and I'm starting to move in. It's really exciting at that point because I'm really able to use it, and I needed to still put a front on it, so I started building some barn doors. I tried and looked a lot of different places. I wanted to use real barn board, but I couldn't find it, so I got some of that Texture 111 and a bunch of 1x4s by 1 pressure treated, although they don't look like they match there, but you'll see later they end up matching once the sun fades them in the rain and so forth. But I get those barn doors up, and it's real nice. I can slide them right to the side and pull the UTV in and out. And here's kind of a picture of it from back in the woods. So inside a little bit, it doesn't look that clean now. It's a big mess right now because I've stored a lot more stuff in there, and there it is in the winter. So it's looking pretty cool, and that's it. So that's what it looks like done. And of course you'll see I've got a winter Wonderland video of me pulling the UTV out of there was shortly after I took this picture. Anyway, that's all I have for the photographs for now, and then we'll just wrap up here. So I hope you like this video. Like I said, a little bit different than I usually do, but gave you a chance to see at least what I went through, and some, you know, some late nights, long nights. But it turned out great, and I hope you like it. So shoot me a comment if you want to. Otherwise, hang in there for next week, and we'll see what I've got for y'all next week. All right, take care. Thanks for joining me. Bye.